Welcome back. South African Transport and Allied Workers Union, SATAWU and G4S Cash Solutions are back at the negotiating table. On Friday, SATAWU had to postpone a planned national strike. The transport union wants the reinstatement of retrenched workers. Joining us to discuss this is SATAWU Spokesperson Amanda Tshemese. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us this evening on News at Prime. I know the strike was postponed, but let's go back to the issues apart from the retrenchments. What were the issues at hand?
Thank you so much, Masa, and a very good evening to you too and to your viewers at home. Well, I just want to start by saying that here we are dealing with a very arrogant, selfish, greedy, and dishonest employer. More than 300 workers were unfairly dismissed at G4S Cash Solutions. And some of these people, they've been working for over 15 years. And the G4S management is claiming to be bankrupt, which we do not believe. It is a lie because G4S, it is an international company. It also came to our attention that the company, it is now using security officers to collect and to distribute cash throughout the country. And we would rather all know that the security sector is regarded as cheap labor because they're actually paid plus minus 7,000 rands a month compared to our members who are well trained and are paid close to 25,000 rands a month. Now,
Amanda,
there is
so you don't think that's
now.
An issue, Amanda? Just to come in there, you don't think
that is why we are here today, and the matter was then taken.
Amanda, you don't think that is an issue that has to deal with the escalation of those cash and transit heists? We do know that, of course, those people who do drive those cars are at risk, and companies say that they have to get extra security personnel for them. So when you are saying that they shouldn't be getting that, what do you then say about the extra and increased cash and transit heists that we see?
No, Masa, that's not the point that I am making here. The point here is the company has now retrenched our members and workers who are actually trained for the job, and they have opted to take their security guards. Now that is where the problem is. And this matter was then taken to CCMA, and unfortunately there was no consensus between the two parties, meaning that ourselves and the employer. And we were supposed to have embarked on a strike yesterday. However, the strike was postponed only because the commissioner at the CCMA had applied Section 150 to mediate, to find ways between the two parties to avoid going on strike. And unfortunately, the meeting today, it could not happen because apparently the employer was not available, and which is also a disrespect on its own. What could be more important than people's jobs? And I do want to state that going on strike, it is not our priority. It is not what we want. But unfortunately, the employer is being arrogant, and we are giving them until Tuesday to come back to us, or else the strike, it is going to go ahead as planned. And I also want to state the fact that to our members and workers that they should not be intimidated by the employer. The strike is legal. The strike is protected if the employer does not come back to us on Tuesday, and then we are going ahead.
So I get you. So you're saying basically that the employer basically brought this problem onto themselves because they could have actually insourced those people who are well trained to be able to be security as well, instead of partnering with the security industry too. The 300 people who have been retrenched as well, what was the reasoning for that, for letting them go?
As I have indicated, Masa, the reason that we were given by the employer, it is that the employer is now bankrupt. They do not have enough resources and money to pay our members and workers, of which we are of the view that to retrench our members illegally so, and then hire security officers who they are going to exploit, because now this is exploitation. How do you then take a security guard to say go around distributing money while you do know very well that these people, they are not well trained for the job. Also, it is a sabotage to the economy of the country. Already, we all know that our economy is struggling. And can you imagine if cash is not collected and distributed into banks and your normal shops? It is a disaster in waiting. We are likely to see crime going up at this stage.
So if the employer doesn't come back to you by Tuesday, you're saying then the strike, it's all systems go?
Unfortunately, as I said, from now on, our demand, it is very clear. We are demanding that the employer must reinstate the workers that were unfairly dismissed. If they do not go our way, or if they do not do that, and then unfortunately we have no other option than to go on strike, because as a union we have a responsibility to protect and to fight our members and workers, and that is exactly what we are going to do on Tuesday.
Amanda, before I let you go, I mean, just talking to some of your members as well, were they given sufficient notice, and how is life now that they've been retrenched? Are they obviously hoping that the strike action brings them back to work? But let's say that doesn't happen, then what?
Come again, myself?
I'm saying you've mentioned that they're claiming to be bankrupt, right? Now, if the employer comes back and says, we cannot reinstate these employees that we retrenched, what will your message then be? What's your next move from there?
From our side, our members, yes, they were given letters, and we indicated to them that we will fight the matter legally, and we will make sure that they are going back to work, because this is an unfair dismissal. And from now on, we have indicated to them that the strike is not cancelled, but rather postponed.
And just before I let you go, have you noticed any difference from the employer? Earlier you mentioned that they are displaying an arrogant attitude. Now that you have shown that you are serious about these negotiations, has there been any change in their stance of how they're approaching this at all?
Remember, today we were supposed to meet, and after they told us that they can not attend to the meeting, we then sent them an email that they are disrespecting us and our members, because the meeting was scheduled prior today, and they were aware of it, and unfortunately we have not received any response from the employer.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Amanda, thank you so much for clarifying that for us, and good luck with those negotiations.